stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday. My name is 12 Gauge. If you've never been to my channel, welcome. I hope that you find something that keeps you involved, keeps you coming back. If you're a returning member, thank you so much for continuing to come back and visit my page. I'm trying to figure out this camera thing to see if it's dark. Yeah, it's pretty dark right there. So that's why I'm not on cam right there. So, today I want to just talk a little bit because I haven't really been on. I went on the other day, but I wasn't on for a long time. I want to talk about a lot of things that have been going on since you heard from me last. There's been issues with copyright strike. There's been a week off that they made it mandatory. I'd take a week off. No posting, no upload, nothing like that. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. Well, like I was saying, I had to take a week off because I was playing music on a Friday night and we were all having a good time. And toward the end of the night, I was getting a little tired and I played a couple songs that weren't covered by YouTube, and I got a copyright strike. So I had to take a week off. It wasn't cool, but I needed it, because sometimes we all need some time off. And then I did a video the other day when I came back on. It was a short video just to let everybody know I was back. I'm still on vacation, so I'm going to be on vacation probably till next weekend. So I probably won't be on as much. I will start doing my lives again probably the following week. I have a couple set up. If you haven't been to my page and checked out any of my library, That's where I have the live set up, and that's where I have a lot of Idaho stuff. If you've never been to my page, I have a lot of Idaho stuff in there, and I have breakdowns of, like the tire tracks, the forensics, the inside of the home. I did one the other day on the stingrays, that have been a popular topic around the true crime community. Um, as far as the stingrays concerned in the Idaho 4 case, I really don't believe that it was that high tech that stingrays were really needed in that avenue. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that they were tracking somebody, or you know if Brian was the one that did this. Let's look at this for a minute, okay? I'm gonna just go on that case right quick. If he was the one that did this, how would he not been seen putting a stingray on a pole? How would he not been seen putting a stingray in a tree? How would he not been seen putting a stingray anywhere near the location where this murder was taking place? And also, when it interrupted the cell coverage, supposedly, how did not everybody in that area complain about that all at once? Because they would have known that their cell coverage was interrupted. They would have known that something happened where they were not able to dial out. There would have been more than one phone interrupted, as you saw in the video that I posted the other day. So that's all I got to say about that. And I know that there's a lot of other people that have different variations of the situation, but that's just my take on it. You can agree with me or you cannot. Also, as far as true crime's concerned, I was thinking on the way up here to where I'm at about how crimes are committed, how easily they are done, and how hard it is to get away with them. As far as committing a crime, anybody can commit a crime. It only takes motive, intent, opportunity. So those three things, and you're pretty much able to go in and commit a crime anywhere you want to, whether it be a convenience store, whether it be a house, whether it be on the street. Here's an example. I was going down Bourbon Street yesterday, right? New Orleans, going down Bourbon Street. Walking by this little restaurant, there was a guy that walked out. He acted like he stumbled, and he got a little close to me. And I instantly put my elbow up to keep us at a distance because I knew what he was intending to do. The old, I'll bump into you, put my hand in your pocket, grab what I can, and kind of pull away afterwards. So, had I not been aware of that, that could have been a crime. So people that aren't aware of their surroundings like that a lot of times are quickly made examples of. Yeah, New Orleans is fun. We had a good time. We got some beignets. We were down in Cafe Du Monde. It was awesome. We're going back through on the way back home. So since we're talking crimes, and I'm really just talking a little bit to say hello to you guys, so that you know, I know you guys have you know stated y'all miss my lives. I don't know what you missed, but thank you so much. But as far as crimes are concerned, they happen so quickly. if you're not aware, you're not going to be able to catch the criminal. Kind of like that example that I just gave. I would have if I would have turned that in, I would have been asked, well, what did he look like? What was he wearing? Did you notice any facial features? Did you notice any kind of special tattoos or anything like that? Well, I can tell you the guy he was taller than me, so he was probably 6'1", African American descent. He had a goatee, brown eyes. Um, I didn't notice any tattoos or anything like that. But as far as crimes are concerned, you know, yeah, you're more apt to notice certain things whenever you're a part of this community. I don't know if most people are, but when you hey Nina, how you doing? Hey Rondi, how you doing? And Kim already said hello to you. Or I think I did. But anyways, hi Kim. Um Thank you so much. You know, yeah, when you go into a grocery store, you're trying to shop for clothes or whatever. I mean, people are generally, you know, watching their surroundings, but there's not a lot of people that are aware of certain situations. I mean, hey, thank you, Andy. Thank you for being here. And thank you for hitting the like button. Um, and if you're on your phone a lot, you're gonna miss those small things. Does that make sense, guys? Like we think here in the true crime community, we're thinking about crimes and we're thinking about murders and, missing kids and things like that. But there's a lot more that goes along with true crimes than just those things. I mean, crime is crime. Criminal acts are above and beyond. There's cyber attacks on people's credit. There's identity theft. I was talking with the lady earlier at the front desk where I'm staying, and I was talking to her about being hacked before I came on the trip and how difficult it is to sit there and wait for another bank card because you have to literally shut everything down to keep people from stealing from you. And that is not a comfortable feeling once you have to wait for that card. But I have other cards that I transfer money to, and if I would suggest anything, maybe that you have a backup card that you don't use where you're able to transfer your money from your bank so you can still have some kind of card to utilize while you're waiting for your debit card or whatever to come into the mail. I mean, because it's an inconvenience. And that's what criminal acts are. They're an inconvenience to people's lives on a daily basis. Have any of you in the chat had anything that you dealt with like that, hacking or anything like that? People stealing your identity or possibly cloning your card while you're pumping gas. And yes, actually, it happened through a text message I received. I was sent a text message that said that I owed a toll fee. And without thinking, I was like, man, I need to pay this because it could get more expensive. So I went ahead and paid it, and then I clicked on the website, and there was a big old warning that said, be careful of hacking and this and that and the other. So I turned my card off and I ordered a new one. Wasn't that big of a deal, but it still was an inconvenience because I was about to come on my trip. And I was wondering if the card would make it on time. And yeah, it is crazy. It's an inconvenience to people, and it's sometimes you feel violated, you know? We lost Carlos' wallet in Mexico, and he's Hispanic. We spent our whole last day of American consulate. Oh no. I hope y'all found it. You lost the wallet. It's easy to do. I mean, it's easy to do. It's because you try not to carry a lot of stuff with you. This is what I carry. Where is it? No, it's here somewhere. Anyways, I carry this little bitty wallet thing with like three little things to put your credit cards in. And I mean, you're trying to be proactive with that, but it's so crazy how people can walk by you with a cell phone and scan everything in their pocket. Oh no. Can he speak Spanish? Never found it. They have to verify he was American citizen. Oh my god, that would have been terrible. But have y'all seen those little scanners where people can literally walk past you and scan your debit card or your credit cards and clone them? And they don't even have to bump into you. They don't even have to do any of that. They just walk near you and they do that. Hey Paula, how you doing? I think I was targeted in an excursion and someone took it. Yeah, it's easy to do. Like in New Orleans, I was telling the people I was with, I said, be careful that you don't fall for any kind of individuals walking up to you wanting to guess something or whatever because they'll expect money. Like this guy came up to me and he's like, I can guess where you got your shoes. And I was like, no, I'm good, I'm good, because he was wanting to guess a certain thing, and there was four of them and three of us, so you just never feel very safe. And not that everybody's out for a bad deal, but um sometimes if you're naive, you're not keen to the game. Like when I first went to New Orleans the very first time in 2014, I went with my friend and I fell for a lot of those, like, a lot of those tricks. And I thought, the dude just trying to be a street entertainer or whatever. And boy, they want a tip after they guess your weight or they guess your height or whatever. Hey Aquarius, how you doing? And it's crazy. It's crazy that they do that. So if you've never gotten your wallet, hacked, um, anyway, electronically, or you know, being targeted or whatever, it's an uncomfortable feeling. Uncomfortable to say the least. It's sad that we have to be on the lookout, even while we're on vacation, of potential scammers and people that live here that try to take advantage of tourists. It's an awful thing. An awful thing. I was in a chat the other night and some lady kept calling you Randy. Randy Potter. I was like, her name's Rondi. Can you not see the O? I was like, come on. It's crazy. Where's Carla at? I don't see Carla. Which Carla are y'all talking about? Oh, there she is. Hi, Carla. Yeah, I was like, can you not see the O? It's Rondi, not Randy. That was an interesting chat, by the way. And what's y'all's take on that? Because I don't want to start controversy or anything, but what do y'all think about the WSU Kim situation? Do you think that she is causing more issues with her stuff still than she was doing in the very beginning? Um, or do you feel that she's trying to be relevant, or do you believe her? Do you believe that she actually has valuable information? Or do you think that she's just trying to stir up more stuff to be a deflection from anything that could be going on right now with the case? Do you think it's irresponsible for people to be causing that type of issue, especially right now when it's quiet? That's the thing, is people don't have anything to talk about in these cases because one, in Sebastian Rogers, he's still missing, you know? I think she did post it live, but then she deleted it, I think, because I went to go look at it, um, and I couldn't find it either. Yeah, yeah, I watched that one that night because I couldn't, I couldn't post or anything, so I was watching Deets, and that was an interesting one. And I've seen the Melissa Jade one as well. Her and Shay, they did like 3 days worth of talking about WSU Kim and Dot and all them, and it's interesting how they interject themselves in the case and some of the stuff that's been told, you know, it's detrimental to people's understanding of what's going on, whether it plays a role in the case or whatever. It's neither here nor there. But as far as passing off misinformation, it's not cool. I agree with you, Aquarius. There's nothing left to talk about in Sebastian Rogers or Idaho 4 case. You're right. Hey, Cash, how you doing? Long time no see. Um, yeah, it's weird that I haven't been on here that much. I mean, I didn't realize how often I was going on live until I wasn't really live every day. Okay, which one do you feel has a? Can you explain that, Kim? Do you want to? What's the difference between Kim and Dot? Which one do you view as more detrimental to the case? Yeah, Paula, I think I saw you in there. I saw Deets and MJ. I tried to find her live, but couldn't. I can see her involvement on Idaho. No idea why she's getting involved with Sebastian. You got billing arms. What that mean? Oh, big arms. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was from a couple weeks ago. It's a lot of hearsay. I like Kim. I think she's protecting her kid. Dot was a dude pretending a persona. Kim has been vetted as a mom. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad against Kim. I really don't. And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that, whenever it first started, I was interested just like everybody else trying to get information, you know, to see exactly if she could tell us something that we didn't know. The unfortunate is we still don't know. And all that information that's been spread for all this time, it's kind of frustrating whenever you hear all this stuff and you think how brutal and how easily people talk about the situation. I know I posted some not so friendly eye stuff on my channel, but not at any time did I mention that this is what went on or this is what happened. I also, when I mentioned those knife videos and the wounds and everything, also mentioned that this is what could have possibly been. I didn't ever mention it as fact, you know? I've never mentioned anything that I've posted on this stream as factual. I say that, if I post factual stuff, it can be collaborated with articles from my textbook, from video of experts and stuff like that. I've never been the one that said, "Well, I knew this or I know this." I think her stuff would have had more credibility had she not sounded like it was coming factual. Yeah, she admit that she's heard most of the stuff from the kids, and I understand that. But you know how kids' imaginations go wild as well, sometimes. Unless they were, it'd be nice if the kids would be, because they're not kids, they're adults. I'm sure most of them were 19, 20, 21 years old. So they're old enough to be discussing what they saw or what they heard. I don't know if anybody would believe them up to this point, honestly, even on the 2020 stuff. The ones that talked, or the 48-hour one, the special that they did, even the ones that talked got people that were saying, no, that wasn't true. No, there's no way that happened. There's no way this happened, blah, blah, blah. And they actually lived there. They actually were a part of that community. So, it just sad the way the whole thing has played out. And that's my point as far as talking about it, because I understand people want to help, and I understand that people want to get information out there that nobody's heard, you know, but how much information do people really believe unless it's coming directly from the people? Well, there's 4 people that are deceased that we will never hear their story. And then there's their people that are significant others or ex significant others. And even if they have a story, they're still not the person telling the story. So at this point, the only person that really knows are the police, presumably, or the person who's in jail for the crime, which is Brian, you know? And that's the sad part, is we really don't know. Like, I was listening to Howard Bloom. I didn't buy the book, but I was listening to a podcast called Moscow Massacres. And whether you believe in Howard Bloom or whether you don't, um, the thing that I heard on there from Howard that was being discussed, there's a lot of things that he said that I've never heard before. And where he got that information is interesting, Did he get it from the police very early on? Did they tell him? Did they talk to him? Yes, exactly. People feel so entitled to information these days. It's almost like if you're the first one that covers it, or you're the first one that has the information, then you feel you're more important than everybody else. And that's not true, because you could be spreading something that's a lie. Do you also believe that, there were people talking with the families that were getting information that way? Do you believe that? Hey, Heather, how are you doing? Hey, White Lion. Y'all believe that there was people talking with the family members that were getting information that way and spreading it? You believe that even in the Sebastian Rogers case, there were people um, there was people probably getting information that were spreading misinformation. Do you think that that's a possibility? I believe that anytime that people discuss information, they should have, kind of like in college, when you're using somebody else's stuff, you should have a footnote where you can go find this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just wrote a paper and I cannot quote other people's stuff without putting a citation at the bottom that shows exactly where I got it. So I believe that the individuals that are talking about hearing this from this person or that person, they should give those people credence, or they should give a citation to where they got the information. Because just to say I heard it, or I heard someone say, or I heard this person say, that's not enough. That's not enough. Because what you could do is you could be spreading misinformation, you know? Oh, I didn't know that. Or maybe I did. I think you told me that. Yeah, I mean, the families should not be talking either. And I understand that, hey, Christy, understand that they have a reason to, but what would be the ultimate payoff? It just, anytime that you have some kind of motive, you got to ask yourself, what's the end game or what the payoff? Because that's in everything we do in life. What's the payoff? What is the purpose? What makes people do this? And what is the purpose? What's the payoff? Because without a payoff, people usually don't do something unless it's vindictive or out of revenge. So most people do things to get a payoff, whether it be monetary, whether it be success, whether it be fame, whether it be, like somebody said, entitlement to the information. You know, I agree. Some rumors might have a grain of truth. I don't believe anything until it's in court. Okay, very good. Cass says ego and or money. So would you say that money would be like monetarily getting money like from YouTube? Like the more clicks you get, the more likes you get, the more exposure you get, people are getting money that way? Thank you, Carla. Thank you. I'm going to have to look at that because, like I was saying a while ago, I was carrying my wallet. I do carry my wallet and I carry, my debit card and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I will look into that app, see if I can download it and protect my cards. Because you're right, there is like there's a little app or something that they can, or a little device they could just walk by you and toop, get all your stuff. Yeah, and I've never been a fan of that. It's kind of like when people start their streams and they say this is for entertainment purposes only. What's entertaining about four kids dying or a 15-year-old kid missing? What's entertaining about that? What's entertaining about true crime? I have never felt a day that I started streaming that true crime was an entertainment for me. Exactly. No screenshots from their phone. Just using your daughter is not proof. Very good, Tom. I like that. Heather says, my son has this wallet that does that. His girlfriend and her family got it for him. I looked it up. It is like $200 wallet. Crazy. Is it one of those Ridge wallets? Is that what it's called, a Ridge wallet or something like that? That you're able to people aren't can't steal your card information because of the wallet. Well, yeah, the trial would be entertaining, but I'm talking about whenever you're discussing whenever you're saying this to your subs, you're saying, well, this is for entertainment purposes. I have a difference of opinion. I mean, we all do. We agree to disagree, right? I have a difference in opinion in that. I don't find anything that I do entertaining pertaining to the death of anybody, whether it be self inflicted, whether it be somebody else doing it, whether a child going missing. I mean, I don't find that entertaining at all. I find the factual part of it as a need to get the word out. That's what I find. I mean, it might be all about wording. You know what I mean? It could be all about wording. Yeah, Heather, they are super thin, and I guess the metal part of it like deflects the signal or something. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, there's a difference. I would see that there is a difference between, entertainment to me would be talking about, something comedic. Comedy is entertainment to me, you know. That's what I view as entertainment. It's comedy, um dramatic, drama. Even with drama though, when they're talking about the dramatics, they're not really focusing on one topic. They're giving you the whole scenario, so you're just not talking about one specific topic. One show that I watch is I think it's called Another 48 or something like that, where they have a crime happen and they got like 48 hours to solve it and the clock's ticking. I think that is entertaining, you know, because they're not focusing on the crime, they're focusing on catching the killer. And I can see if they're using it in that context, okay? If they're using it in that context, I could see how yes, first 48. I could see how that would be called entertainment. I get that. Okay, I get that. And I'm not talking bad about anybody, so don't take it that way or don't take my words and, think that I'm being negative because I'm not. Excuse me. Yes, but first 48, they take you through the whole process of how they're looking for whoever they're looking for, and I think that's entertaining because it's actually showing you step by step how they're getting to the person. They don't focus the whole time on the dead people that have been deceased. And it's different. It's different. But wording is a lot to do with how people's perception of reality is. Like the English language, sometimes that you could say one word and mean it in a different context and have so many meanings that it confuses people. I mean, I can't imagine not being from the US or English is your first language, trying to learn English or even learning somebody else's language. Because, in the English language, we have slang, we have, word that we break down. We've even gotten to the point where we don't even put out the word. Tell me if you know what this means. This is what I'm seeing around a lot nowadays. Did you see what I typed there? Tell me if you know what that means. I understand that, Kim. I wasn't talking about you. Do you know what that those initials are? IYKYK. Yeah. If you know, you know. That is an abbreviation that I've seen a lot of places. They don't even put out the words anymore. They just put out the word, the first letter. If you know, you know. Yeah, that could be the case also. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of figured you would know. Yeah, you have to stay up on all that slang, all this stuff. That way, you know the kids aren't talking about you, or worse. I know, right? Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. I mean, I wish I had better lighting. Y'all could see me, or maybe I'm just that tan. There you go. Maybe I'm just that tan. I'm super dark. I don't have that white tint to my face anymore, so y'all can't see it. But that's 12 gauge right now. See, that lets you know that, at my house, I have those white light things that give you extra lighting and stuff. Otherwise, I'd look like that all the time. Yeah. I'm definitely not white caramel color like my picture. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not caramel colored like that right now. I'm actually just charging batteries for the video camera and the drone, so we're about to head to the beach here in a little bit. The sand is white, the water is emerald color. It's very nice. Our early chat room days. So, we have to be very vigilant when we're out there, whether we're on vacation, whether we're just shopping for groceries, or, even in the parking lots. Like, I don't know if y'all have heard of a place called Bucky's. It's kind of like a huge store with a lot of memorabilia, souvenir stuff. Um, you know, you you go in there and there's a lot of people in there. We went in there and we were waiting for the bathroom. There was a line. There were so many people in there, and I was finding a parking space. And I don't know if it's true crime or just what I do for a living or what I've done for a living, but I was gonna park next to this white Amazon looking van, right? And there was an arm sticking out of the driver's side. And I had the kids on that side. So I was like, no, we're not parking next to that creeper van. So we went a couple spaces down and we parked. Well, when we came back, that van was still there. Same thing. So So I was wondering to myself, is it innocent or is it just cautiousness that I'm doing? Yeah, Bucky's. They're all over Texas, like mostly in the southern parts. There's one here where I'm at, not far away. I think it's the only one in Alabama. Anyways, have y'all ever done that? Like, have you gotten to that point where I wouldn't call it paranoid, I would call it hyper vigilant, where you're looking at certain vehicles or you're looking around to make sure it's safe where you're parking, watching people around you, um, stuff like that. Because I don't know. I used to not, I mean, I've always been kind of cautious like that, even without people in my vehicle, because I've seen too many. I don't think anybody would try to abduct me, you know. But I mean, abducting people I love is totally the opposite. So, that's why I'm hyper vigilant about certain things. Yeah, mental health is a thing. Thank you so much, Kim and Carlos. Thank you so much. Got a super sticker from Carlos and Kim. Thank y'all. Yeah, all women. Mostly mind my own business, but if someone is in trouble, then make the call to police. Very, very wise. Very wise. Heather, was that the one where the boy was in the cart when attacked? I mean, you just don't know what's going on. You're like, man, somebody's screaming. Do they need help? Um, should I call the police? Should I do this or that and the other? Um, well, I usually don't either. Like I said, most people are not going to abduct me. I'm a pretty big guy. So it would take probably two or three to abduct me. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but, you know, there'd, there'd be a hell of a fight, you know? But I'm talking about like women, small children, even, I mean, anybody that is you know, any kind of stature where you're either looking in your phone the whole time, you know, like I played that video a couple weeks ago about that lady that drowned in that pool. All the people that were walking by her for 20 minutes on their phone, just walking in the pool, acting like it wasn't important, it was just terrible, So you have to be hyper vigilant. If you don't want to be involved, you don't want somebody to know that you were involved, just call 911 and go about your business. You did what you needed to do. You wouldn't be my first choice, 12 gauge. Yeah, I've been told that a lot. I wouldn't be the first person that they'd want to mess with. I mean, but you just never know. I get a lot of excuse me's, pardon me, I'm sorry, my bad, you know. Kim says I was on my walk one time and a car kept stopping and going. I turned around and pieced out. It was a DoorDash. We have a lot of Kims in here, at least two of them. We have White Lion and we have typically unique. And we usually have two Carlas in here, but we only have one today. Kay is actually, I think she's in chemo, and she's taking it pretty bad, guys. So if you could keep her in your prayers, she's blistering pretty bad, and they're busting and stuff, and it's really painful. So if y'all could keep her in your prayers. If you don't know who she is, she's the other Carla that comes on my panel. Um, so if you could keep her in your prayers, if you're a praying person or sending good vibes out her way, or however you try to stay positive in this world. Okay? Appreciate it. Heather says, I'm constantly watching, and when my kids think I'm nutty because I'm always on point, sketch stuff out. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Thank you. Typically unique. Yeah, she's sent me some photos, and it looks painful. It looks like her skin has been burnt. It's just terrible. I hate it for her. Well, don't get paranoid, Rondi. Just be vigilant, because if you show fear, that kind of brings in people who know that you're vulnerable at that point. I'm sure before you just were probably confident, and that kept a lot of bad people away. Just do what you do, take you some mace or whatever. I wouldn't really go as early as you probably go. Make sure it's well lit, you know. Yes, I will do everything I can to have the Serenity Sunday next Sunday when I'm at home. Better lighting, better camera, all that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed it. I would have done that this Sunday, but I was on the road, so doing a live and driving is frowned upon. Yeah. Well, guys, I just wanted to hop on here, say hello, let you guys know I'm still around. I'm on vacation, so I'll be off and on, but I'll definitely be home, hopefully on Sunday, and I'll do a Serenity Sunday, and we can do one of those again. You guys stay vigilant, keep yourself safe mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and try to tell yourself something good about yourself today. Try to pass on some goodness because we're always talking about being cautious. We can pass on some good vibes as well, good energy. Yes, exactly. I will tell her that you're thinking about her. Okay, Carla, thank you so much. And the rest of you individuals in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. And I will see you soon. Y'all have a wonderful day. Maestro, cue that music.